The name of our place is Washington, D.C. When you're measuring absolute location on the Earth, you use latitude and longitude.
Latitude measures distances north and south from the equator, and longitude measured east and west of the prime meridian.
The equator is an imaginary line that divides the Earth into northern and southern hemispheres, and the prime meridian is an imaginary line that divides the Earth into eastern and western hemispheres.
Hemispheres divide the Earth into 4 halves: northern, southern, eastern, and western. You would have to go southeast to get from Elyria, Ohio to Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. can go from 43 degrees Fahrenheit all the way up to 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Washington, D.C. is mostly flat land.
It rises gradually from the banks of the Potomac River to be eventually surrounded by low hills in the north and boulders in the south.
Washington, D.C. has one river, the Potomac River, and no lakes. In Washington, D.C., they speak mostly English, but also speak Spanish and French.
Unlike the history books with the powdered wigs and fancy dress clothes, the people in Washington, D.C. wear the same clothes we wear.
Some landmarks are the Lincoln Memorial, the White House, and the Unknown Soldier. In Washington, D.C., the transportation is subways and buses. And now you know about latitude, longitude, and the great vacation you could have at Washington, D.C.
The Golden Gate Bridge. And my name's Jesse Collins.
My name's Alina Deuce. My name's Ariana Szynski.
Hey guys, I think we should take a trip to San Francisco, California to see the Golden Gate Bridge.
Jesse, that sounds like a great idea.
But guys, why should we go there? It's a 5-hour plane ride.
Because we know some stuff about it, and I think there sounds like really cool stuff. Like, did you know that the Golden Gate Bridge is an old bridge? It's 85 years old. Right now they had to start painting it again.
The bridge is really big. It took 4 years to build.
I read that too. It's so crazy how big it is. It's 8,981 feet long and 746 feet tall.
The Golden Gate Bridge isn't the biggest, but it used to be the biggest.
It's also right by San Francisco's Bay.
If we walk over the bridge, we can see the marine headlands. The marine headlands are beautiful hills. If you climb the hills, you can see the city of San Francisco.
I want to go to San Francisco one day. Way to get to the city is to ride a streetcar.
Maybe we should take a jacket. The weather is mild, but it can get chilly. Depending on the time of day, what should we do in the city?
We do a lot of fun stuff in science class, so I think we should go to the science event I read about.
So I think it is a good idea to take a trip to the Golden Gate Bridge. It has a lot of facts. It seems like fun too.
Bullying by Alexandra Ramos-Avina.
Jonah Cap.
Jeffrey Tucker.
Do you know the effects of bullying? Bullying is a certain type of abuse that requires in a certain setting. Over 3.2 million people are vomits each year. Almost 1,600,000 students skip school each year because of bullying. Over 300 people take their lives because of bullying. The effects of bullying can cause death, stress, sadness, and depression.
1 of 4 see nothing wrong with bullying. The person who is doing the bullying may have problems themselves. There are many types of bullying. I mean many types. The first one is physical bullying. Physical bullying includes hitting, kicking, tripping, pinching, and pushing of damaging property. The second one is verbal bullying. The verbal bullying includes name-calling, insult, teasing, racist remarks.
Cyberbullying can be overt or covert bullying behaviors using digital technologies, including hardware such as computers and smartphones. People bully me all the time, and when they do it, it makes me sad. Then I tell my mom, she calls the school, and they get in trouble. Then when they get back, the bullying, it keeps going. How to stop bullying. When you get bullied, it will make you sad, right? And when you get sad, it pulls you down, and you can't believe what happened. And when you tell your friends, you feel safe, and that is a good thing. That's how you stop bullying.
There are 3 people involved in bullying. Number 1, the victim. The victim is the person getting bullied. Number 2, the bystander is the person who watches. Number 3, of course, the bully. The end.
Tired of the same boring cities? Chicago, Detroit, Cleveland. Why not visit a city with more than just some hot dogs and beer? Come visit famous New York City, home of Times Square, Central Park, and the best pizza in the world. Come at me, Chicago. New York is northeast from Ohio. You ever see any pictures of Times Square? It's normally very busy. People from all over the world come to stand in it. Its coordinates are 40 degrees north, 40 degrees east. The climate in New York is mostly rain with temperatures 40s through 80s, but usually doesn't go over that, and the highest it's gotten in 2018 is 85 degrees. So try to pack warm clothes when you go out, but be prepared for shorts. New York Times Square is on a plain because it's flat and there aren't many hills or mountains. The water in New York is so good and clean that people actually bottle it straight from the tap. Seriously, we can't make this stuff up. While the majority of the population speaks mostly English, New York is home to people from so many walks of life. Central Park is the main place if you want to see your animals. It's a great way to take a break from the city. The Empire State Building is the most famous building in New York City. Don't forget to visit the Statue of Liberty. It's the main attraction of New York that has been built in France as a gift for New York. It was also in Ghostbusters too, so if that's not enough to visit it, I don't know what else to tell you. The dessert we have is so amazing you would devour all of the desserts in one go. Make sure you pace yourself. You can travel by taxis, buses, trains, or subways, and bikes. There is plenty of transportation in New York. But you might find yourself mostly on subways. Just a tip, don't drive in the city. There are many wireless network and wired networks and many Wi-Fi hotspots in New York, so you're always connected no matter where you are. So if we haven't convinced you to visit yet, please at least take a look at these pictures and hopefully we can sway the Midwest to come visit one of our best cities on the planet. Thanks for watching.
Self-defense.
We think self-defense is important. When you are being threatened with a weapon or something else, you should know how to defend yourself against that person instead of standing there.
If I could practice martial arts, I would learn fencing. I learned it's very effective in a situation where you are being threatened.
I want to learn ninjutsu because I like the idea of being sneaky and hiding in the shadows.
I want to learn boxing so I can learn how to knock them out in one hit and defend my friends.
No matter how strong you are, if a situation is too dangerous, you should use a distraction like fake money, like toy money. Give it to them and run away as fast as you can. Stay with the group, so if someone tries to attack you, the group can help you.
Most importantly,
run away! Thanks for watching!
Cuatro amigos viven en Puerto Rico y estaban en un campamento y se perdieron porque uno de los amigos se olvidó de traer el mapa y no sabían para dónde iban.
¿Alguien tiene un celular?
Sí, yo tengo uno. Pero ¿cómo vamos a llamar si no hay señal?
Sí, es cierto. ¿Cómo vamos a salir de aquí?
Ahora, como tú no trajiste el mapa, tú arreglas el problema.
Fue sin querer, no fue intencional.
Sí, pero como quiera no lo traíste.
Ay, ya, no lo trajo y ya. No podemos hacer nada sobre eso. Lo único
único que podemos hacer es pensar en cómo salir de aquí.
Sí, es cierto. Ya dejemos de pelear y pónganse a pensar.
Yo tengo una idea.
¿Cuál es?
Déjala hablar.
Mi idea es...
Antes de que Ilianis dijera su idea, se escuchó un ruido muy raro, como si fuera un animal. Los chicos se asustaron. ¿Qué puede ser ese ruido?
Vamos a ver.
No creo que es buena idea ir porque puede ser peligroso.
Olvídense de eso y piensen en cómo vamos a salir de aquí.
Sí, buena idea. La primera que te escucho decir en todo el día.
Ya está oscureciendo. Tenemos que salir de aquí.
Creo que vamos a tener que pasar la noche aquí.
¿Y si nos encuentran?
Ay, no seas miedoso. El único nene de aquí y tú eres el más miedoso.
¿Alguien trajo sábana o comida porque hace frío y hambre?
¿Qué pregunta? Obviamente, es un campamento.
¿Alguien sabe hacer una fogata?
Yo y Ale hacemos la fogata. Brigitte y Valerie hacen las caipas.
Ok.
Los chicos hicieron sus deberes. 20 minutos después, los chicos terminaron.
Ya terminamos.
Vamos a hacer la comida.
Sí, yo traje algunas cosas para comer.
¿Trajiste bombones?
Sí, pero ¿quién los va a hacer? Yo hago los bombones y ustedes hacen lo demás.
30 minutos después, todos se fueron a dormir. La mañana siguiente, todos se levantaron menos Ale. Él se quedó durmiendo.
Ya amaneció. ¿Cómo salimos de aquí?
Bueno, puedes empezar.
Welcome to Disney World. Disney World is home to Mickey Mouse and other Disney characters.
Disney World is located in Orlando, Florida at exactly 28 degrees north and 82 degrees west.
If you were going to Disney World from Elyria, you have to travel to south.
If you were traveling to Disney World, you would want to wear shorts and a tank top during the summer. And during the winter, you would want to bring a raincoat because Florida is known for its hot, rainy summers and mild, rainy winters.
If you were going to Disney World, you would hear people speaking languages such as Spanish and English. English is spoken the most because not many people from different countries will come to visit that far away.
Most people in Disney World communicate face-to-face, by cell phone, and by sending postcards.
Most people that travel to Disney World in cars. When people travel far away, they fly in airplanes. In Disney World, they have their own transportation, including buses.
Here's an interesting fact. On average, 20,492,000 people visit Disney World.
You should go here because everything is really fun. You might even get to meet Mickey Mouse. You will have a lot of fun on the roller coasters and rides.
The idea of Disney World was created by a man named Walt Disney.
Make sure to visit Disney World because of the 4 things park included Epoch, Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios.
Oh, hello there. I see you want to know about Donald Trump. You are in for a treat. It all started on June 14, 1946 in Queens, New York. His parents were Mary Trump and Fred Trump.
Wow, goo goo gaga, we need to build a baby wall. Wow, we need to build a baby wall.
Hey little bro, stop talking about walls and baby walls and all that stuff.
Hey little sis and little bro, stop talking about walls and start talking about real world problems like the news and stuff.
Mama, we need to build a wall. Mama, I want to make America great again.
Let's skip to when Donald is given a false claim of a very small loan of $1 million to build a massive empire. Today was like any other day until my great father loaned me a very small loan of $1 million. As time went by, Donald Trump got married for the 3rd time. He was married to Melania Trump in 2005. Also, he had a couple kids along the way.
Tiff, why does Dad want to build a wall?
I don't know, bro. He must want to keep us safe or something.
I don't think Dad would do that.
Let's skip again till when Donald was giving the chance to make America great again in his campaign. Make America great again.
Hey, Dad, I think the campaign is going great.
Eric, stop playing. We all know everybody likes Hillary Clinton more.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Hillary might be a little better.
Donald might not have been the best candidate, but he somehow came out with the W, as the kids call it these days. Yes, you lose, and who are you? Okay, it doesn't matter because I just beat all your butts. We need to build a wall. Hillary, you were so wrong.
Good job, honey. You're the new president.
So shortly after all of this, Donald was elected president, and he was now maybe one of the most hated presidents ever. So that is the tale of Donald Trump's life.
The end.
The best transferable skill that I saw with my students was learning how to do research for their writing, as well as cooperative learning and writing across the curriculum. So a lot of these are language arts based, which is incorporated into social studies. So when you're writing for a project, that's always a good transferable skill to take with you throughout the year. There was a story in 5th period that really surprised me. I saw a lot of their creative voices coming out in their presentation, and it was interesting to hear them speaking like they were actual teachers as they're taking their students on a trip to another place. And that was really exciting to hear their voice in their writing, because sometimes they can be mechanical, and this didn't end up showing that at all. It was really neat. I enjoy using the arts in my teaching. I like to incorporate music when we especially do our units on the ancient civilizations. So including things that maybe are digital story based as another enhancement is going to be an excellent tool to use. I don't see it as a reshaping, I saw it as an extension because we hadn't used this program before, and it gave them an opportunity to try something new, a different way of presenting material. So that's going to be a great asset to us as we go. Creative choice was apparent throughout our entire program. The students had many opportunities to select music, select pictures. They got to go ahead and write their script the way that they wanted to, and they really enjoyed being able to be creative with those things.
At the college where 3 teens are planning their vacation.
Do you want to go on a vacation?
Sure.
Where though?
Pig Island, Bahamas.
When?
What time?
At 3 p.m. tomorrow. Make sure you pack your bags before 3 p.m.
How long will we be there?
2 days.
Okay.
Are we going on a plane or a boat?
On a plane. It'll take about an hour.
How much does it cost?
$400 a person.
Whoa.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Next day later, that day at 1 p.m.
Do you guys want to eat before we leave?
Yeah, I want to eat some pizza.
Yeah, let's get pizza.
I love pizza. Do you guys remember when we went to a party and there was so much pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's eat.
1 hour later.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
What about you, Harper?
Yes.
Let's go before we miss our plane.
Let's go.
1 hour later.
Are you guys all excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
Finally at Pig Island.
There's so much pigs.
I know. It's so amazing and pretty.
Can I ride one?
No.
No, they're wild pigs.
Fine.
1 day later.
Let's go to the beach.
Oops.
What happened?
I dropped my bags.
Here you go. Where are you going?
We're going swimming.
Can I join you, please?
Yeah.
Colin, when did you start this job?
Well, I started looking for a job. I looked something up and I found this place. And before I lived in Hawaii did not have a good job there. So it was a better opportunity to have this job.
What is that noise?
It's an alarm for a hurricane.
Take shelter!
There's a place over there. Let's go.
We need to go watch the news on the laptop.
What about the pigs?
Yeah.
We can't save them right now.
One day later, I have to go to work.
Okay, bye.
We have to go back to the hotel and get our things.
Okay, let's go. Back at the college.
How did you guys like the trip?
It was crazy.
It was good, but next time we need to check the weather.
Who is that?
I don't know.
Answer the phone.
Hello?
Who is that?
It's Colin.
Tell him I said hi.
Tell him I said hi too.
When will you guys come visit next time? I don't know. Bye. The end.
Let's take a trip to the Grand Canyon. Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon? Let us tell you about it. The Grand Canyon should be the place you would want to go if you like to be in a hot, sunny place if it's winter. Where you live in the Grand Canyon would be the place you should go. You see lots of cliffs and valleys. Many people consider the Grand Canyon it to be one of the 7 wonders of the natural world, and the widest point of the Grand Canyon stretches 18 miles, 29 kilometers across. The name of our place is the Grand Canyon. It is located in Flagstaff, Arizona. The absolute location of the Grand Canyon is 36 degrees north and 122 degrees west. Relative to my hometown, the direction I would travel is southwest. The climate of the Grand Canyon is semi-arid, which means it has short rainy seasons. It also has highland mountain climate that varies.
There are a lot of landforms in the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon's landforms are cliffs with valleys. There are many waterways in the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon's waterways are the Gila River and the Bill William River. Most of the Colorado River water flows through the Grand Canyon. The language they speak in the Grand Canyon is English, Spanish, French. The different types of clothing they wear is like comfortable shoes, hats, sunglasses, short sleeve shirts, shorts, and more. The different kinds of architecture and landmarks that the Grand Canyon has are the Hoppy House, Desert View Watchtower, and the Hermit's Rest. The transportation the Grand Canyon has is walking, hiking, and Greyhound buses. Some other details about the Grand Canyon are that the Grand Canyon has been there for 6 million years. Also, the Grand Canyon could be a rock climbing wall if you wanted to climb it.
Hi, I am Janae. I am in the 6th grade. The topic we are proposing for you is the president. We have been working really hard, so please come and join us on our great adventure.
Hi, I'm Alita, but my friends call me Peta. I'm in the 6th grade. Well, to be more specific, our chosen president is George Washington, who was the first president of the USA.
Hi, I'm Angelina. I'm also a 6th grader. We are doing digital storytelling. My friends and I have been working hard to learn facts about George Washington.
Hi, I am Morgan. I'm also a 6th grader. We are all very excited to do digital storytelling. We want you to join us in our adventure about George Washington.
Here are a couple quick facts for you. First fact is George was born on February 32nd, 1732. The second fact is Washington died at the age of 67 on December 14th, 1799. The third and final fact is he was born in Westmoreland County, Virginia.
George Washington died after his doctor removed 40% of his blood over a 12-hour period to cure his throat infection.
George's father is John Washington and his real mom is Mary Washington.
Each of us answered a couple of questions about George Washington. The first is, why was Washington a good president? Janae says George Washington was a good president because he was very true to everyone. Peter says George Washington was an important president because he was the commander of the Continental Army during the American Revolutionary War. Angelina says he was fair and kind. He helped during the slavery movement too. I said George Washington was an important president because he was the man to start the Constitution. During the French and Indian War, Washington became an aide-de-camp to General Edward Braddock.
This question is a little bit harder. It is, if I was the president, I would. Janae says, take off Fridays off of school.
I said, if I was the president, I would make no school on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'd make it to where you wouldn't have as much homework. Angelina says, I would make no school on Mondays. I would be kind, nice, and responsible. I would get rid of the mean people too. Morgan says, I would make school have a 4-day weekend every weekend. That means no school on Mondays or Fridays. Also, I would be a very responsible and a nice president.
The next question is the best thing about Washington was. Janae says he was a great leader and friend. Peter says the best thing about George Washington is that he is the greatest president of all 43. I quote, he never wore wigs, he helped during the slavery movement too. Morgan comments, George Washington stopped the Revolutionary War just to bring a lost dog to the enemy.
We all answered this question. Washington inspires me too. I answered, he inspires me to be a great friend and become a president when I am older. Peter answered, he inspires me to become a person that is friendly and loyal. Angelina commented, he inspires me to become a great president. Morgan says, he inspires me to become a great role model and he teaches me to help people out.
There's a lot to write about George Washington, but sadly this is the end of our story. We wrote and answered questions, also found so many facts to write, so thanks for watching our story about George Washington. Have a great day.
The year was 1939, August 30th, in Poland. Two boys were having fun playing outside near the large oak trees.
You want to go to the market and get some chocolate?
Yes, I'll go get some euros.
As Joe went to get his euros, Colin watched in fear as 3 giant tanks rolled down the street and men walked down the street with them.
What is wrong, Colin?
Joe saw what Colin was looking at. Then when he saw the soldiers, he noticed they were walking closer to them. The soldier talked to the boys with very bad Polish.
Come with us, we're moving you to a better area. The boys got their mom and dads. Then they got into large trucks. They drove for hours, and then they arrived at a place Germans called a Better Place Railroad. Where are we?
Then out of nowhere, he saw his mother get hit with a rifle butt. Then he got hit. He was still awake, but he was hurt. Right before he passed out, he heard 3 bangs, and then Joe was unconscious. As Colin was listening to the soldiers speak in German, he could not understand because how fast they were speaking. Then Colin was going to make a run for it, but when he goes to run, he sees the train steaming away. Then he realized Joe and his parents were on the train. He looked around and he found his surroundings. I should follow the train to try and rescue the others. As Colin followed the train until he got to a camp, he saw big tall towers and big tall fences with barbed wire. Then he saw Colin behind the fence, Then he saw Joe behind the rusty fence, looking confused and scared. Then Joe noticed Colin.
Colin, quick, you gotta get us out of here. They're taking us to the showers.
Wait here, I'm going to try and get us out.
As Colin went around the outside of the camp, he saw 2 men outside of the camp. They said, "Little boy, come here. Are you hurt?"
No, I had to walk here to try and save my friends and family.
The men introduced themselves as the resistance, and they said they will help try to get your family out. We will make a distraction to make the guards' attention on us.
As they escaped with the resistance, they said they need to go to one place those filthy Nazis can't go.
Paris?
No, Russia. The Red Army will not allow any Nazis there, and all we need is supplies to get there. Where would we find supplies?
There's a small town named Posen, just north from here.
We need a car. We will find one.
As they walked toward the town, they saw it was in ruins. They went to investigate and they found small but usable supplies.
I found some food. Joe, what did you find?
I found some drinks we could use when we travel to Russia.
As they walk back to the resistance base, they see the soldiers working on an old army jeep.
We just fixed the jeep, load it up.
As they load up, they hear soldiers say on the two-way radio leaving the northeast pose on to Russia. 3 years later.
The boys were in an old Russian barn waiting for the news that they could head back to their hometown.
They heard from the beat-up radio that the war was over. Oh, that was your part. When they were heading back to Poland, they saw the destroyed tanks, all the places where the trees have been cut down by the Nazis to build POW camps, and how much they have done to the forest during the war. They noticed something. It was their house and friends' houses in ruins. And at last they saw the Americans running down the street, and they knew that the people of the Nazi control were free at last.
Plan a Trip to Disney World by Arabella Truxell.
Peyton Maloche.
Anthony Schmitz.
Do you want to take a vacation with your family? Disney World is a perfect place for all ages. It is located in Orlando, Florida. Disney World consists of 4 lands: Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. There's also a shopping district called Disney Springs, where you can get a lot of Disney merchandise, stuffed animals, shirts, clothes, and more.
Florida is a very nice place to go to. We did some research and found out that the absolute location of Disney World is 28 degrees north and 81 degrees west. Orlando is made up of plains and upland hills. There are also waterways such as lakes. And did you know that Florida is mostly surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean and the Gulf of Mexico? Here it is hot and humid, so you would wear short-sleeve shirts and shorts.
The language is primarily English. People communicate by using cell phones. To get around, you would take a monorail, a shuttle bus, a train, or you could just walk.
Before going on any trip, you need a plan for it. What is a better way to start than by booking a hotel? In Disney World, there are many hotels and resorts, some of which include Pop Century, the Grand Floridian Resort, and the Boardwalk Resort.
The 4 lands each have different attractions and characteristics, some of which contain areas and rides themed to Disney princess movies, Lion King, Mickey Mouse, Toy Story, and more.
Epcot has a famous Epcot Ball and World Showcase, which includes 11 unique areas that represent different countries.
The Animal Kingdom includes the Tree of Life and a new area called Pandora from the popular movie Avatar.
Hollywood Studios has fan-favorite rides such as Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. It also has brand new areas like Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story Land.
The most popular land, Magic Kingdom, has Cinderella's Castle. Each year on New Year's Eve, there is a big fireworks show, and Tinkerbell can be seen flying over the crowd.
An interesting fact about Disney World is that it is 50 square miles in size. It is the size of San Francisco or 2 Manhattans.
At this point, you probably know enough about Disney World to plan a trip on your own.
In conclusion, Disney World is a very fun place to go on a trip with your family. You can make so many new memories with your family. You should definitely go there sometime if you are able to. After all, Disney World is the most magical place to be when you're with your whole family.
The end.
The best transferable skill, I would say, would be the collaboration of the students. I've never seen them that excited before to work together on an assignment or project. It really motivated the students to see that you can use technology in a different way. And so the kids are really excited the rest of the year to use technology. I was able to see the students in a way I haven't seen them before because they were given choices on an assignment, and I think one particular student, her group did their assignment on bullying. And it really was, she really put a lot of effort into it because she's had friends that were bullied before. And so the assignment it really meant something to that group. You know, they took it personal. And I think taking it personal, I've never seen them put so much effort into the assignment before. And their presentation, I mean, they could have worked on this thing for weeks. They actually wanted more time to work on it. I think they got about 6 class sessions. And this is a particular girl where she kind of she does what she needs to do. But this assignment really motivated her. And so when you give them something they're interested in and you use a combination of technology, I think it really excited a lot of the students. I don't think I'll have a choice. The kids have been bothering me now to do something similar to this. When do we get to do digital storytelling again? So it's definitely something I'm going to integrate into my lessons. Because it's not just researching. It's researching and telling a story in a movie format. And we know movies it gets kids excited. So I don't think I have a choice because the kids like this so much. So it's definitely something we'll use in the future. It showed that you can use technology in a fun way and it still be an educational way. It just allowed the students to be creative. Allowed them to take ownership of what they're doing. Because so many times we use technology just to do research, but allowed them to do research and then put that in that movie format. And they got to watch their final product. The kids were, I think the best part of it, they were excited to see the final product and actually have a class period where they could watch their movie. And all the movies are educational. So it just worked out really well. The creative choice probably was the most important aspect of it because it allowed the kids to pick what they wanted to do. It allowed the kids to be creative, but be creative on something they want to do. And so I think giving them that choice, giving them the opportunity to pick a topic that they liked, allowed the kids to really put a lot of effort into it. I haven't seen so much effort and kids be so happy working on an assignment before.
The Titanic.
By Noel,
Piper,
and Lily. The Titanic was the most important ship in history because it was the biggest and was supposed to be unsinkable, but it still did. It was because the material that the Titanic was made of that made it sink.
We chose to do the Titanic because it's very interesting and some people might not know about it.
The construction of the Titanic started in March 31st, 1909. It took 15,000 workers to build this humongous ship. It took 3 years to build the RMS Titanic. The ship was considered unsinkable. I think that they should have tested the ship somehow before they told the people it was unsinkable.
The ship was supposed to hold 3,547 people, including crew, but the Titanic was only filled with 2,222 people, including crew, as a safety precaution. There were 107 children on board, and almost half of them died when the ship sunk. 53.4% of the people survived the journey. First-class members were allowed in more places than third and second-class members. I think that was unfair.
There's a lot of debate about how the Titanic ended up sinking. One of the theories was that an iceberg sunk it. The iceberg was first spotted at 11:40 p.m.
Since everyone felt so safe on the boat that was considered unsinkable, the crew never scheduled any evacuation drills in case the boat did sink. I think that was a bad idea. Also, the crew and captain didn't realize that they were trying to send an SOS signal, but they weren't sending an SOS. They were sending something else. They probably shouldn't have learned their Morse code before they got on the ship.
But why did everyone blame this captain? Because he was racing at 22 knots through the known ice field off the coast of Newfoundland. So on April 15th, 1912 at 2:20, the RMS Titanic sank, breaking in half, taking more than 1,500 unsuspecting passengers and crew down with it. If you were on the Titanic, what would you do? I would try to save as many people as I could before saving myself. I'm confident that if something like that happened, people would help each other before themselves. I'd be scared, but I'd take action. Before helping the first class, I'd help the people that were locked under the ship. There were a couple of stories that were made from people on the Titanic to share the real story. When you read them, you will feel really sad. So many people died when they were on the Titanic, and they didn't deserve to. Scared to go on a boat now? Don't be.
The sinking of the Titanic inspired new maritime safety regulations, including new lifeboat requirements, new lifeboat drills, along with the radioactive 1912, which implemented 24-hour communication for all passenger ships.
Other inspirations based off the Titanic include films such as Saved from the Titanic, The Unsinkable Molly Brown, The Ghost of Abyss, and the 1997 Academy Award winning Titanic. These movies have something to do with the Titanic and are really interesting.
In conclusion, we all mourn this tragic event, but without it we wouldn't be as safe as we are now on boats. Thanks for watching!
What? There was a place in Great Britain, a castle. Everyone had wondered what could be inside. There was a symbol of a red dragon above the doors of the castle, and what to be heard was wails, thousands of wails, and this is why they called the town Wales. The castle was built on sand, but over time water surrounded it. Long ago there was a king and a queen that had a red dragon to protect them. They had lived in a castle. Many people visited the castle for a vacation, but 20 years ago, when the castle was built, plus about 100 more years ago, where Vikings that had come to the castle, this is what happened. In the 1860s, they tried to attack the castle, but the dragon had breathed fire and the Vikings ran away. The king and queen had told the dragon that they were leaving for a while, and so did the dragon, had to watch over their valuables. So they left the dragon, and the dragon had to stay at the castle to make sure the valuables were safe. The king and queen said they would come back, and the dragon had waited and waited, but they still hadn't come back. It had been 10 years, then 20, then 30, and still hadn't come back. 5 years later, 3 girls went on a cruise ship for a vacation. They had a plan to sneak into the castle in Britain, which happened to be the castle that the red dragon lived in. It is now morning. The names of the characters are Chloe, Jayla, and Lilith. Okay, back to the story. So the girls ate breakfast. That was so good.
Yes, it was.
Very. How are we supposed to get into the castle? The 3 girls wanted to get into the castle to steal the treasure.
I don't know how I'm supposed to know.
I have an idea.
Do we have to do this?
Yes.
But a maid, though?
And an old one, too. So the girls walked down the halls of the ship and peeked around the corner, and there was a man with a monkey, and it turned all the way around and went hoot hoot. The girls ran back to their room.
What was that?
I think kill this monkey.
I'm not going that way.
I'm not either. So the girls instead went out the window to their room and and ran into the castle. Wow.
How do we get inside?
We climb. So the girls climbed to the top of the castle.
Good thing we brought a rope.
The girls went The girls went into the castle. Whoosh. Something went by.
What was that?
I don't know.
Eventually, Chloe went missing. Lilith found treasure, and Jayla got lost as well. They were so scared when they heard the whoosh. Again, they ran separate ways. Now it is morning, and they are still lost. Until dun dun dun. Lilith came back with the treasure. Jayla came back with fright. Chloe, well, just came back. They all made it to the ship 1 week later. Yes, we're rich now. The end.
White House by Tyler Wise.
Haley Pierce.
Shania Gilbert.
Do you guys want to go on a trip to the White House?
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Sure, what are we going to do there?
We are going on a tour of the White House.
Yeah, and there's 132 rooms in the White House.
And it has a warm sea climate in the summer and it's colder in the winter.
There's ghosts there, you know that, right?
The White House has also been set on fire too.
Yes, I heard that there was several deaths there.
After we can go to the Lincoln Memorial.
Washington, D.C. is a 6-hour drive from Elyria, Ohio, going southeast. Its absolute location is 38.8977 degrees north and 77.365 degrees west.
Then we can fly there instead.
And we can get around by a bus.
There's a hidden pool in the border room, too.
There are also many different paintings.
Also, 2 American presidents kept alligators in the White House.
That's so cool.
All roads in the cities lead to the White House.
There's only one U.S. president buried in Washington, D.C.
That's weird.
John Adams was actually the first president to live in the White House.
There are 35 bathrooms in the White House.
The Library of Congress is the largest library in the world.
There was a typo in the original etching of the Lincoln Memorial.
Washington, D.C. gets more rain than Seattle.
The end.
Put a stop to bullying. Bullies causes depression. Depression causes suicide. Are you a murderer?
Rumors are carried by haters, spread by fools, and accepted by the ignorant.
Bullying causes so many problems. Bullying can cause suicide, depression, loneliness, sadness, and people hurting. Bullying is not a good thing to do or experience. If you are being bullied or see someone being bullied, tell someone. Don't let it go on.
You can stop bullying by speaking up and telling a trusted adult. Do not let it happen. If you see someone being bullied or you are being bullied, do something about it.
Don't let someone who thinks they are better than you hurt you in ways that cause suicide or depression.
Places you can go if you are being bullied. Going to a counselor and talking to them about what's going on. Trying to stand up for yourself or others. If it gets even worse, tell a trusted adult until something changes. Going to talk to a teacher, parent, or maybe a neighbor is the best option. Strong people stand up for themselves, but the strongest people stand up for others.
Stand up, speak up. Thanks for watching.
Years ago, at a volcano, far, far away. While fighting the Empire, a giant eruption blew our heroes off the tip of a volcano and got stranded in a distant land. After about 3 hours of being knocked out, they feel a strange presence, almost quiet, too quiet.
Go! We're editing that out.
They woke up on some sort of island in the middle of a lake inside of a crater. They were surrounded by rocks and trees. They were hurt from the impact and could barely stand up. They needed time to rest. 5 hours later.
I wonder if they know where we are. Probably.
I mean, they live here, so. You're thinking out loud.
We are approximately 42.9446 degrees north at and 122.109 degrees west at Crater Lake in the state of origin in the western region of the United States on planet Earth.
Huh, interesting. I've never heard of Earth.
Yeah, me neither.
Do you know if that radio still works?
Hello? Can you hear me? I repeat, can you hear me? We are stranded on a distant planet named Earth. If anyone can hear me, please help.
Let's go try to talk with those Ewoks.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Beep it. Hey, do you know where we are?
This place used to be a volcano, and they lived here for thousands of years. But one day, the top of the volcano went boom, and the entire opera flew off and left a huge crater, and eventually it filled with and it know what we have today.
Oh, cool. Okay, thank you. Beep it. Beep it!
Alright. Chewie said that this place used to be a volcano, and they lived here for thousands of years. But one day the volcano blew up, and the entire top flew off of it and left a huge crater, and eventually that's what we have now.
Well, that's
the
pretty
Crater
interesting.
Lake.
Oh, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of tired. You wanna go find some rest?
Okay. I think we should. Explore the place. Get to know it. Right?
Yeah, maybe. All right, let's see what we can find.
Okay.
All right, I think I know the place pretty well. We're standing on an island in the middle of a lake, on top of a mountain in a crater, and the water's cold and deep.
How do you know it's cold and deep?
I had C-3PO go first one.
Oh, Master, before you yell at Han, I want to say, I wanted to go first one, Master. And I touched the bottom of the lake.
Okay, I'll let that one
And
slide.
it's deep.
Sorry, I don't know why it's so cold, but you have a lot of fur to keep you warm. You'll be fine for a while.
I think that the reason people don't live here much is because there's not a lot of open land.
Yeah.
So, if we do try to build on it, it'll just destroy the beauty of this place.
True.
Oh, I do believe that we should head back to our galaxy before Darth Vader takes over our home.
Yeah, hey, what's that?
Let's go, boys. Time is ticking. I I got your call.
All right.
Yellowstone National Park by Landon Peabody.
Natalie Bristow.
Forrest Gibson.
Yellowstone National Park is a great big wildlife recreation full of different animals and different activities to do while there. The absolute location of Yellowstone Park is 44.4280 degrees north and 110.588.5 degrees west. The climate there is normally warm summers and cold autumns and winters.
Oh dang, I want to go there. When you're at Yellowstone Park, you can camp, hike, fish, go boating, horseback riding, skiing, wildlife watching, llama packing, join the guided tours, or even go bike riding. They have amazing geysers that you can watch erupt, go rafting, paddling, or view the canyon's colorful walls. They say it's one of the best experiences to spend the night in a tent at the park or a nearby campground.
Oh, really? That sounds fun. Count me in.
Yellowstone is also right in the center of cowboy country, so you could go bull riding as well. There's even a snowmobile access program within the hills. Other attractions are stuff like Old Faithful, which is a geyser, the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, concluding the Hayden Valley and Mammoth Hot Springs. There is also things you can see like Lamar Valley and Tower Fall. There's also many more attractions to see.
Other things you can see are Yellowstone Lake, West Thumb Geyser, the Yellowstone volcano, wildlife, or just the natural wonders. There is also beautiful lakes and neighboring parks. It spreads from Wyoming to surrounding states in the upper left-hand corner. The relative location to Ohio is 1,673.4 miles west.
Overall, Yellowstone National Park is a great place to go for a nice vacation with tons of things to do while there. It will definitely be a fun experience.
The end.
Facts About Basketball by Marcellus Downs.
By Jaden Crutcher.
By Laurent Anderson.
Basketball teaches you to be a good team player and how to work with others. Dr. James Naismith was a Canadian physical education instructor who invented the game of basketball in 1891. In 1936, Naismith never imagined or witnessed the immense popularity of his huge financials of basketball as we know it today.
The first game of basketball was played in November between the New Knickerbockers and the Toronto Huskies. Basketball is played in 4 quarters of 10 or 12 minutes. College games use 20-minute halves. Bob Curlin was the first player to dunk.
Basketball players wear jerseys from the NBA. You can also wear a mouth guard. Basketball is played indoors in the NBA. Michael Jordan was the first person to score 5,987 points.
The end.
Me and your father have been thinking, and we're thinking about going on vacation this year. There are so many options, so we got this.
We got a big map for you guys to choose from.
Where's that place?
That's Next Plan on Greece.
Hi, what are we talking about?
We're deciding where to go on vacation. I say Northern Hemisphere is summer there.
I have no idea what that means or whatever you're talking about, but okay.
Wait a minute, does this place have a beach? Because I need a good tan. Well, there's not a lot of Wi-Fi or electricity, so.
Can I use your hotspot, please?
No. How about your backup chargers? No.
You say no a lot.
All right, kids, we'll miss you.
Oh my kids. We're all so grown up. We'll miss you guys. Jimmy, take good care of your sisters. We love you. Get on the blankets. Have a good trip.
Stop it, Mom. 30 miles per hour. It's already covered as much ground as Lydia. Jeez, it came from Slovakia.
So
Distance. Hello, Mr. Flood. How are you? Whoa, Mr. Flood is not a happy man. Hello, universe. How are you? So, I'm trapped in the middle of flood and my siblings are somewhere else. Can you give me a sign?
Near the mountains.
Thank you for the sign, universe. You're my BFF. Whatever that means.
No, I have food. Emergency food.
Food.
Yeah. I have an apple, a granola bar, and where are those muffins? Oh, no one cares about food right now. We need to work on finding Veronica, and fast. Well, do you have a plan, genius?
Sky! Jimmy!
Let's go back home. I'll buy the private jet. Except for one thing, my phone's broken.
What about yours? You can use mine, but you can't call on it.
Did we have to save her? In the distance.
Hello, Mr. Flood. How are you? Okay, that is
Yosemite by Navia Gossett,
Robert Loper,
and Madison Burnett.
We're going to take a trip to Yosemite. Hey guys, listen.
What?
We're going to Yosemite.
What's that?
It's a national park in Sierra, California.
That's really cool.
Is it cold all the time?
No, it's around 47 degrees in the winter and around 90 degrees in the summer. Doesn't that feel great? It's west from here.
Can we go swimming all year round?
No, only in the summer. Any other questions?
Yeah, if we go there, would we see half domes and glacier points and other things like the Merced River?
Is that something people wear on their heads? Half domes?
No, it's not something you wear on your head. They're landforms.
A couple days later.
Hey, wake up!
Madison, your snoring is bothering me.
Wake up before you get left in the bus.
Wake me up after you're done with this stupid trip.
This trip is not stupid, it's inspirational.
Is there going to be food?
No, but get up.
Can we go in the tunnel and see that great view?
We already went through it while you were sleeping.
Outside the bus. Are we in California?
Isn't it in Canada?
Yes, Madison, and no, Bobby. It's in California. That's the relative location. It's 38 degrees north and 120 degrees west. Hey, now that we're out of the bus, let's go hiking.
At Mount Indiana.
That's a long way down.
Yep, and that's why I love it.
At the top.
Hey guys, do you hear that?
Hear what?
The music. Listen hard.
Let's zip line down there.
I am afraid of heights.
Too bad, you're strapped in. And goodbye.
Mrs. Gossett, no!
At least you made her face her fear. Your turn, Miss Gossett.
Wait, what?
Bye-bye. Yay, my turn.
Ah, wait, yay!
Yay, I love ziplining. Woohoo!
At the bottom, I can see the festival.
Where?
Turn around, Bobby.
Oh.
Look, someone over there is singing in sign language.
Oh, cool. Can we go? I have to go to the bathroom.
Go in the woods.
You are crazy.
He's right.
I will go down to the festival and find a porta-john.
While you go to the bathroom, we can see our cabin. Your parents said you can stay for one night.
Can I sleep outside in my tent? Because, you know, I'm a boy.
No, there were wolves. You can sleep on the floor.
But wolves are my best friends.
Bobby, I said no.
But?
No buts.
Ha ha.
What?
Oh my gosh, you scared me.
What's the matter, Madison?
I got bitten by a snake.
What color was it?
Green.
Oh, you scared me. It's just a garter snake. Let's go kayaking tomorrow.
Okay. The next day while kayaking.
Look, carp.
Will it taste good? I'm hungry.
No, I'll order food when we get back to the cabin.
Madison, stop rocking the boat.
I heard there was a giant river monster that eats 11-year-old boys.
That's not helping, Madison.
Yeah, Madison.
At the river's base.
Hey guys, let's go look for shells.
I found one. It's gray and white.
Me too. Mine is pink and white.
As did I. Mine is green from algae.
How is it pink?
I think somebody might have painted it and threw it back in the river.
That is not very healthy for the environment.
I'm not eating it.
Oh, time to go to the cabin.
But why? Back at the cabin.
cabin. Can we go to the gift shop? I packed the wrong kind of clothes.
Why not? We need to remember this inspirational occasion.
At the gift shop.
Why jackets?
Because it's cold outside.
Yeah, now let's get all the clothes. $29.92? That's not bad for 3 jackets.
Now let's go home.
On the bus home.
Look, there's the tunnel that you wanted to see, Madison.
Whoa!
The end.